Hey everybody, it's Weaver again, and today I wanted to really answer the question of how did you know? This is a particularly pertinent question for the trans community because of the implications of medically transitioning. Uh, this is also a very big question in the LGBT as a whole. And there is a big theory out there that it's a choice, that you never really knew, da 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 da, whatever. To get this out of the way, there are two big parts of this question, and as you can tell, I'm not exactly excited about this because this is, oh my god, ignorance. Uh, there's behavior and desire, and the behavior aspect is totally a choice. You can choose to be celibate, you can choose to be miserable, you can choose to not engage, whatever. You can. That aspect is a choice. Yes, I will grant you that. Desire, if you can choose who you fall in love with, and I mean like honestly fall in love with, then I'm not really the weird one. You are. Because that is, I swear to God, that is like a superpower, and you should be in magazines because that is so fucking weird. But that aside, because of the ignorance of that subject, I hate it. Uh, I really wish that there was a point in time that I can point to and go, that's how I knew. There isn't really anything like that. It was a series of revelations as I was growing up. Uh, when I was really really young, like 3 4 years old, I don't even remember how young I was, but it was crazy young. I realized that I was different from the other boys. I realized that I didn't really like what they liked. I liked what the girls liked. I wanted to be with the girls. I wanted to act like a girl. I wanted to be really know that I wanted to be recognized as a girl, but I knew that that's what I enjoyed. Um, when I was probably 7 or 8 is when I realized that I liked boys and that it wasn't necessarily a normal thing to do, that it wasn't necessarily a normal desire. Um, and that was actually thanks to the ending of a movie, a poorly written romantic comedy, I believe. I can honestly tell you that when I first watched the documentary, uh, it did finally click. I had been struggling with it for quite a while. I had gone through, am I gay? I might be gay. Should I be gay? And then it's like I just kind of came to this realization that gay men don't necessarily feel this way because I had met other gay men and they were just kind of like, well, I like guys and I like their dicks almost as much as I like my own. And I'm kind of sitting there going, that's kind of where we differ. But I had been struggling for a long time with, what is this? I don't feel like a boy. I feel like I should be a girl. Um, I always wanted to be more androgynous, more feminine, more. I wanted to be pretty. Like as weird as that sounds, when I was growing up, I wanted to be pretty. I had nightmares of growing a full beard. It was horrifying. I hated watching other boys go through puberty because just knowing that that's what I had to go through was terrifying. Um, but when I first watched that documentary, which I don't even remember which one it was, I've actually watched quite a few since then. But just this knowledge that I don't have to live this life. I don't have to live this way. I can be happy. I can transition. I can be what I want to be. That gave me hope. And it gave me a new word, transsexual. And I think it took me all of 6 months to really realize that it's just like, that's what I am. And it was a lot of self-reflection. One of the biggest ways that I realized is I really sat myself down and I just kind of gave myself an assignment of what would life be like if you were a girl. And I sat there and for probably, God, 3 hours, 4 hours, I actually thought about all the ways my life would be different if I were a girl. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. And so I kind of came to the conclusion that I'd be happier as a girl than I would as a boy. And in that moment is when it finally clicked. But that realization, I can't really tell you when it was because it was such a slow realization because I'm dense as a brick. But it was a series of revelations, starting with I'm different, starting with I'm weird, this isn't normal, I'm not normal. That was the first realization. The second realization was definitely the sexuality. I kind of came to terms with the first realization. I came to terms with the fact that I wasn't like the other boys. I realized that I was more feminine. I realized that my appearance was more feminine, that my mannerisms were more feminine. So I was different. It just really sunk in, and I kind of embraced it. And I had assumed that I was gay. And then it's just like it all just kind of clicked one right after the other that I'm not a gay guy. I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm not this. I'm not that. And it finally just kind of narrowed it all down, and I just kind of married the word transsexual. To any parents who are watching this hoping to gain insight into children, I don't really have a whole lot of advice on this. I would tell you, let them know that no matter what gender they are, no matter what sexuality they are, that you love them. That's a huge thing. Let them know, because they will not assume that you love them no matter what. They will assume that you will react just like everybody else. Let them know if they do come off as very transgendered or very gay. Just let them know that you love them, and let them know that there is that possibility. You don't have to go, well, this is what you are, because that's a bad idea, because that box is just as confining. To anybody who's watching this going, am I not? I can't answer that for you. I can tell you that there are 1,001 terms. There are 1,001 sexualities and 1,001 genders, and I could not even begin to name them off the top of my head. Because it's not black and white. None of this is black and white. It's all very gray. And I don't think anybody, even the most cisgendered people, don't fall into the black and white categories. I think that they are some subtler shade of gray. And that's kind of where everybody fits in. And it's like I just kind of sprung from one end of the gray spectrum to the other end, and now I've settled somewhere over there. I don't know where. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like a journey. It's this traveling, and there isn't really a destination. Like, I don't really know how to explain this, but there's not really a destination, because the destination is the rest of your life. So the destination is another journey. But it's complicated. It's difficult. It's complicated. And this is why I honestly believe that it's not a choice, because if given a choice, if someone told me, you push this button and you will be a boy, you will be happy being a boy, even if they told me you're going to be a gay boy, even if they told me that, I would still push that button in a heartbeat, because being transsexual is very difficult. Being transsexual, being transgendered, being gender deviant is very difficult. It's very hard. It's not one of those experiences that people would actively choose. That's just the truth of the situation. It's not something that's easy. It's not, it's life on hard mode, I guess, is a good way to put it. But I really hope that this helped someone, and I hope that it isn't too long. But I will talk to you guys later. If you have any questions, you can leave them as a comment. You can send me a private message. I do appreciate and I read all of the private messages that I get. I also read all the comments that I've gotten, which total out to be like 10 as of now. But I will talk to you guys later. Hope you're all doing well. Bye.